in this video because you suck at parrying and you keep dying like this.
Oh, what? Guy's playing so passive. What?
But that's okay, because if you suck like how I did in those clips I just showed you, I can help you. Because today I'm going to be teaching you guys these 3 principles that I made to get better at parrying, bro. And they helped me get way better too when I started off. After we do that, I'm going to do some fights and I'm going to analyze them. So let's get straight to it. The first thing I'm going to go over is the timing of hitting your parries, right? This is probably the most important thing I'm going to talk about. Obviously everything else is going to be really important too, but I'm putting this at the start of this shit because I want you guys to understand how important this is. So when you go ahead and open up this, right, and you look at all your sabers that you have unlocked, you can see your stats right here. Now what we're going to be looking at is the parry time, and what this means is this is the window that you have to land a parry successfully, right? So for the single saber, the window is going to be between 0.33 seconds and 0.93 seconds, right? So less than a second, right? And that may not seem like a lot of time because, you know, it's less than a second, but compared to all the other sabers, you see you only have a window of 0.45 to 5 seconds to hit this. You have between less than half a second and half a second to hit this parry, right? And with this one, it's even less than that. You see what I'm saying? So, and the bigger the margin, right, between your parry time and with the lower number and the bigger number, the easier it's gonna be to hit the parry. So the lower this number is, like the lower these two numbers are, the harder it's gonna be to hit a parry for the saber that you're using, right? It just every saber has a different play style. But for the sabers that have the bigger parry time, right, you could go way more off of reaction than you would prediction. In this game, I would say it's best to go off of prediction for hitting parries, right? Because the attacks in this game are too fast to react to know when to block, right? It's not like any other game whenever you're doing parry based combat. So you have to be good at predicting people, and you have to make sure that your play style can fit if you want to be more of a reactive type of player or you want to be more of a predictive type of player. But in order to understand the next 2 principles that I'm going to show y'all, you need to understand this right here. So make sure you take note of that on any saber that you use. All right, let's get straight to the next one. All right, the next thing I'm going to go over is prediction. Now I know we just talked about this in the timing slide briefly, but prediction in this game is very important, whether you're using a saber that's more reactive based than a predictive saber would be. But here's what I'm going to tell you guys right now. Whenever you're trying to predict someone, right, obviously we know that we're supposed to parry and keep our camera looking at them. If you didn't know that, go ahead and watch the 2 guys that I posted before this. I'll leave links in the description. But you're gonna always want to keep your camera pointed towards the person you're fighting, right? And yes, that is true, but if you're gonna predict somebody, how are you gonna predict them if you keep looking at them and you don't try and look where you think they're gonna go? You know what I'm saying? So what you need to do is, when you're fighting your opponent, you have to be smart. You need to pay attention and you need to actually observe what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? So let's say you see them dash a lot, right? Every time they get their cooldown, they dash. Every time they get their cooldown, they flip. They try and jump behind you. Well, we're going to take advantage of that. If you see that they're going to dash to the side of you or dash behind you and you think they're going to do it, bro, before they do it, turn your camera that way and parry. Turn your camera that way and parry. And it does seem, you know what I'm saying, risky to do, right? But as you get smarter, as you learn how people play in this game, it's not going to be risky because you know that they're going to do it. Stats don't lie. Let me tell you that again. Stats don't lie. If somebody does something a bunch of times, they're going to do it again. And the only caveat is if you're fighting somebody who's intentionally doing mix-ups, but you'll be able to tell that from a mile away because they'll be playing weird, right? And I'm not even going to get into all that right now, but what I want you guys to know is that you have to make sure you stay doing your prediction. Like, if they're gonna jump behind you, turn around and hit that parry. I promise you, you're gonna notice. It's gonna help you learn a lot about the hitboxes in this game. You're gonna be shocked at how much just turning your camera slightly before somebody does something will help you out so much more in this game. All right, now the third and last principle that I'm gonna go over is your positioning. So a lot of you may know this if you're OGs in the Star Wars community on Roblox. I took this I still do this, but it's from Star Life, right? Oh shit. All right, so as I was saying, right, if you guys are OGs in the Star Wars community and you played Star Life, you're gonna know what I'm talking about, and that's gonna be S holding. So what S holding is exactly as it sounds. You're gonna hold S, right? And I'm not telling you to hold S in a passive way, like block and hold S and walk away. No, we're doing this as a positioner. We're doing this as a way to keep your positioning good. Now you're asking, why the fuck would I do this shit if I could just run around them and dash? Well, you don't always want to dash. If you hold S, this makes it so much easier to keep your positioning, and you don't have to walk backwards, like just walk away from them. When you're holding S, you can hold S and walk around them. You don't have to hold S all the time. You can walk forward obviously and then hold S and do this, but you just have to, it helps you to be unpredictable. It gives you that time to wait and think so that you can actually predict them and parry somebody, like, and it just makes spacing so much easier. And the way you have to do this is just like, let's say this is a person, right? I'm fighting, throwing out some attacks, I'm blocking, and then I start holding S and I'm trying to predict where they're gonna go, right? And then I go out and dash, right? They're gonna think you're playing weird as hell, but they're not gonna be able to, and they're not gonna be able to figure out what you're doing, right? And it's not a pussy way of playing. If you don't hold S and walk away, people are still gonna fight you, right? But they're not gonna know what you're doing. They're gonna be confused as to why they can't hit you, and it's because you know how the spacing works in this game. It's because you know how to position yourself. So, little recap of the S holding. You hold S in whatever direction you're walking, really is left and right, and you want to keep your camera kind of diagonally pointed at the person, right? You know what I'm saying? So that way, if they're gonna let's say you have your camera diagonally pointed to the right, like this kind of, right? And they dash to your right, boom, way easier parry than if you were just sitting here and you had to turn your camera all the way, because the hitboxes in this game can be a little janky. It just makes it so much easier to set everything up for yourself, right? So go ahead and do some S holding and all that. I'm going to show you guys me using all of these principles in battle, and I'm going to analyze the fights like with some voiceovers. So let's go ahead and get straight to it. So this is the first of 2 fights that I'm going to show you, so let's go ahead and pay attention. In this game, whenever somebody backs up to do something, majority of the time, they're gonna throw the saber at you. So I decided that I would turn around and try and parry that hoe. Alright, so boom, right here, you know, we cut his arm off, got the little kill, but I want you guys to really pay attention to this next fight, because this is where like you see everything used, and it's very subtle, but I'm gonna break it down for y'all. So let's go. Now I'm sure you didn't catch it, but right here I turned around too quick and I tried to predict it too much, and I ended up getting hit right here. Same mistake here. I accidentally turned around, but this time I did a kick by accident and it left me open. So you have to make sure you stay calm. All right, boom. So right here, I'm low on stamina, right? And it may seem scary, but you can dash in, because in this game, most people, when they see you dash in, they'll think you're gonna attack, but you're not. And you can go for a parry like this, and you can bait them. Alright y'all, so if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and let me know, because I'm going to be making a Discord soon, and if you want to join, go ahead. We're going to be doing some game nights in there. You can give me some video suggestions. I'm still working on it, you know what I'm saying, but it's going to be lit, bro. We're going to be doing some streams and all that soon, but it's going to be dropped in the link of the link is going to be dropped in the description of this video, niggas. You know, if you like the video, man, go ahead, leave a like, subscribe, and join the Discord, man. If you want to leave a video suggestion, it's gonna be in there. You can leave a comment on this video right now too, man. Hey, man, you enjoyed this video though. I appreciate y'all, nigga.